Then all of us then are a gift from Jesus Christ to the world.
That is correct.
There was a time I said that to chicks.
Even the homosexuals are a gift.
Well, sir, let's put it this way. The human body itself is a gift from God.
Okay.
This was right after Hurricane Katrina, and the prank was going to be to have Pastor Melbourn, who is, the crazy Baptist preacher from Tomorrow Mourning, in character, go on to the Monsters in the morning and trash New Orleans.
So Reverend Melbourn, so I understand that outside of your church, you had one of the signs that said, "Thank God for Katrina and Rita." That I guess you think that the hurricanes came through to wash out the homos from. Is that true?
That is true. That is true. It's a devastation from God.
I was like, are you going to say faggot on the radio?
He can.
You can say that?
I talked to Russ. That was the first thing I said, is it all right to say faggot? He goes, oh yeah, sure, faggot. Faggot's fine. We like faggot.
The bottom line, faggots will burn in hell. There's no doubt about it. If God meant for there to be queers, lesbians, gays, faggots, whatever you want to call it, he would have made man be able to produce by himself. He would not have had to have a woman.
Yeah, but I mean, does a reverend usually use the word? I don't know. We should use the word.
Yeah, we should edit
Let's
that.
call them just fags. That's way better.
Yeah. Okay.
Homos was cool.
I was very worried for him. And I could just imagine how worried he was.
So Ben, you ready for Friday?
Yes, as ready as I'm going to be, except for some preempting.
Russ Rollins was really cool enough to host the show to set it all up for us, and it was going to be this prank that we play on the Monsters listeners and all the other people on the show.
That's why you came on the show today. You felt we had more people in this audience that were
liars, homosexual, drug addicts, and prostitutes.
Deviants.
And so you felt like you would go into the the snake pit and try to save all the people that listen to the Monsters. That was your belief.
Yes, exactly.
And what is it? Hold on, Bubba. Bubba, don't introduce.
Everybody relax.
Yeah, relax. So you believe that you're going to be here, and there's something that you're going to say that's going to turn someone around in our audience, so maybe from being a robber or homosexual or whatever.
I would like to think so. That's what I'm hoping anyway.
What you got on your mind? I know you're thinking something.
Thinking about how I've got to be careful not to really cut it.
Yeah, that's going to be...
I was like,
especially the F word.
I was like, are you going to
He's extremely unpredictable. And to put him live on the radio.
I couldn't help but notice he used the word fuck. I mean, is that a normal word a pastor would use? Yes.
Yes and no. I mean, we're not going to get up in front of our congregation generally and use that term loosely, but we do that at home. I mean, we're normal.
Are you uncomfortable around me?
Yes, I am very uncomfortable.
So now you don't like him, is it because he's half naked, or is it because you know he's gay?
Both. Get out of the room, for Christ's sake.
Oh, really?
Taking the Lord's name in vain.
You just took the Lord's name in vain, didn't you? No.
And we're talking, not just a radio station, but a morning show that, is syndicated all over the nation on satellite radio. And it's also, local in Jacksonville and Orlando and all these major cities, in these towns that we live in. And it was intense.
Don't you call me closet, you old scrotum bag.
You're trying to be nasty and offensive. It's not working.
I'm nasty and offensive right to your face, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it.
Then even some of the DJs were getting upset too, because not everybody was in on the joke.
No, it blows my mind. You've obviously been touched, or you obviously have huge homosexual tendencies, and this is how you act in order to repress them.
David had created a mock website for the church.
I'm looking at the website. Messer Baptist Church. It's a messerchurch.org, and a message from Reverend Melbourn. It says, if you are a homosexual, drug user, prostitute, sex offender, or robber,
that's us.
The robber kills me, or any other form of abomination to God, beware. I, with the Messer Baptist Church, will eventually find you and correct your wicked ways with the Lord.
Shortly after the show was over, there were several hits to the website. A lot of people leaving comments and messages, blasting the church, blasting Pastor Melbourn for being a hypocrite and, calling himself a man of God, but yet, throwing out these hateful words. And it was a great setup for the mood of the film.
We didn't even use it in the movie because it was just too funny. It set the wrong tone for the movie. But the actual controversial side of it fits perfect with the movie. Like if you take it in separate doses.